Here comes one.
Oh my. Hi, I'm Eric.
Look at me go. Fresh and clean, straight out of Compton. I'm Jason with my fresh jokes like nobody's business. They're fresh like Tony Danza, fresh like
Tony Danza.
Albert
fresh,
Einstein had them jokes, fresh like, Prince, but not of Bel Air, of
like a Blizzard behind closed doors party? That kind of fresh?
Yes, that kind of fresh. I am the freshest fresh maker of Orbit Town. That's all.
And I'm Chris. And we're I Beat It First. Yay! Oh my god. Yes, chat, please shoot Jason. Please shoot
Anytime. Anytime. Welcome.
You're welcome to do that at any moment whatsoever. Welcome in, everybody. This is Harold Yeller. That's so close. It's so close. He's so old. So old.
I am old
now.
But looks so
and
young.
just start attacking people.
Yeah, he looks so young though. So old, but looks so young.
Yeah, that's why I'll get away with it because nobody suspects the butterfly. Just like, oh, it can't be this child that murdered all these people. No, it can't. You really can't.
Actually, in this day and age, you expect the fuck out of that. It is the child. It is definitely the child.
I can't get my homework done. Fucking lock him up. Lock him up. That's just creepy. This is a high school. What the fuck are you doing here? You're 40 years old. Lock him up. Lock him up.
I have no idea where we're going with any of this.
What are you guys doing, fellow kids?
Fellow youngsters?
That's how I feel all the time. How does it go there?
That's how I felt at my last job. It's like,
oh yeah, well, your last job, you're surrounded by little kids.
I was surrounded by like early 20s people, and I'm just like, oh god, why do I know more about video games than you? Why do I know more about computer hardware than you? It's like
grown up with them. Yeah, we've grown up with them. We had to figure it out ourselves. Like, I mean, this is gonna sound like super like boomer talk right now, but it seriously is true. Like, we grew up doing it. Just like we had to figure out how to get World of Warcraft playing on our router because we had no choice.
But nowadays, I'm getting like, hey, old.
Here it is.
Like I'm not supposed to know more than the kids. The kids are supposed to know more than me, I thought.
No, Eric, because they're going to know more about the stuff that you are not interested in. That's the way it works. So computers and all that stuff like that will become blasé. Like Back to the Future, they have it right. Oh, you have to use your hands like a baby's toy. We're going to be experts at this fucking arcade machine. And they're going to be like, fuck that shit. PC Master Race? No, it's going to be all about like whatever bullshit that goes on social media. You got to get the Facebook implant and then everyone's going to be all playing Wordle on their brains. Exactly. And we're gonna be like, whoa, that's too fancy for our old man meat. And they're gonna be like, well, see you later, Grandpa. And they're gonna take off their little digital dirt bikes, and we're gonna be staring at them because we're not actually gonna move anywhere. We're gonna be like, what the hell are you doing? And they're like, yeah, later, bitch. We're gonna be like, we don't have the augmented reality installed, so you're just like running around like 2-year-olds. But hey, they'll look cool. They'll look cool.
Wow.
That is the second rant, and we haven't even been live for 5 minutes yet. Jason is on a fucking tear.
I have rants tonight, I guess.
You are on a tear.
Rants disease.
You are on a tear. Yes, you have Lou Rants disease. the famous basketball player Lou Rants.
I feel almost bad laughing at that.
Why do you feel bad? Why?
Why? It's a little too close to Lou Gehrig's. I feel
that was the point.
I know. I feel bad.
Why?
I mean, what are we gonna do? We're gonna do a hot fudge Sundae challenge. Just like, hey, for Lou Gehrig's, you dumped some bucket of ice on you. For Lou Gehrig, what did you say? I don't even remember what you said. You eat a hot fudge Sundae, and people are gonna be like, what are we raising awareness for? Nothing.
No, you have to dump a a cooler of hot fudge sundae on you. It's Lou Rantz disease.
Lou Rantz, that's right. Couldn't keep it straight.
Oh my god. This is how Jason's literally been since CockCon. His mind is somewhere left up north.
It's gone.
It's gone. Sorry.
It is swimming away on the fake sugar that we imbibed that weekend.
God. Yes. So much fake sugar.
So
I'm actually, again, 100% surprised. Not like no hangover whatsoever.
None. None. I mean, not bad at all. I was expecting the worst. I even did like the water IV thingies and stuff like that.
Liquid IV product.
Yeah.
We'll get ready. And no,
I didn't even take one of those liquid IVs. Woke up perfectly fine. Right as fucking.
I don't think I would even need one because I wasn't like hammered or anything like that. I was definitely drunk. But there's something to say about that, I guess.
Well, it's not really so much getting hammered; it's the sugar.
Sugar, like because you do that with wine or anything like that, or mixed drinks, and usually you end up like having a hard time. And that's why I figured mixed drinks in a can, they have to be preserved already. It's just like all kinds of like you might as well just call it headache in a can. And
I mean, technically, the alcohol would really preserve it, you know.
Yeah, but they still got to have like stability so it doesn't just like break down and keep fermenting. There's all kinds of stuff they have to do. Otherwise, it would be like, hey, there's no xanthan gum in this. There's no red number 4. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we'll jump straight into news because even though we don't have as much news, because it's only been roughly about a week since we talked about news, because we talked about some news during CockCon, there's big news. News. It's not as big as what people are making it out to be currently at this time. So, Microsoft announced plans to acquire Activision Blizzard for $68.7 million. I specifically word it that way because nobody else is fucking wording it the proper way. Microsoft has announced plans to acquire them. They have not acquired them. They are not acquiring them. Like, this is plans to acquire them. And by plans, it still has to go through regulators. Jesus fucking Christ. I've gone a week and I've seen one article. And it was like Friday when I finally saw an article where somebody said, yeah, the FTC still needs to actually approve this. As well as like the EU and a whole bunch of other government entities that have to approve this acquisition to take place before it even can take place in 2023, like they're saying. It's just so fucking annoying. But $68.7 million.
Bet you it was over 100 before all the bullshit came out. For sure.
Yeah.
It probably was going to be over 100. Microsoft was like, we don't really want to do it. And then all the bullshit came out. And they're like, hey, guess what, guys?
Hey. Take that sexual harassment 25% off code. Thank you very much.
The things that piss me off about
this. What's a promo code that I can enter?
Your discount code?
I touch lady butts without permission. Enter. Hey, 25% off. All right.
Oh, God. So the big thing, and I want to get the exact number because I want to make sure that I can verbalize exactly how pissed off I am. God. Bobby Kotick is going to make $390 million off of this acquisition.
Drop in the bucket, though.
Because of the stock. Well, that's actually going to double his apparent net worth. He is estimated currently right now, after all the fucking of the employees and whatnot at Blizzard, of being worth about $390 million. And with his stock that he's going to get, he's going to double his net worth.
Yeah, but once you get over $100 million of net worth of liquid assets, you're already in stupid money territory, and $300 million is now just getting you not to like ridiculous money territory.
This is just additional reasons why fuck Bobby Kotick. It pisses me off so fucking much that this guy has reigned over everything. Like, if I was the Activision and Blizzard board of directors, I'd be suing his fucking ass for holding that information from them.
He's got information on them.
Yeah, he's got tons of information. Like we've been talking about that off stream of like, man, he's got to have something.
They knew. 100% they knew.
They say that he never told them about half the shit that was going on that came to him.
Of course you say that. Because just like you got pulled into the principal's office and you and your buddy are there right now. You don't sell it your buddy. You don't be like, hey, yeah, you know, it's all Timmy's idea and shit like that.
Definitely Timmy's idea.
I mean, it was 100% Timmy's idea, but that's beside the point. Yeah. So, fuck Bobby Kotick. But hey, let's go ahead and keep on that gravy train there, guys. What were you gonna say, Jason? Before I move into this? Oh yeah, we can do alcohol. That's right. We haven't done that. I just wanted to get into this.
Eric's brain is also far, far away. Well, he's been drinking too much.
Probably. Jason, what are you drinking?
He's too excited.
Jason's excitement just made me forget everything that was going on.
I came in hot.
So hot.
I am drinking what's called a Dutchman's Pipe Imperial Stout. It's from Bergen Beer Company outside of San Diego again. It is a 10.3% stout. It has lactose in it. It's coffee and vanilla beans flavorings, and it is delicious.
Is it delicious?
It is. That's a 10.
Is that all you got?
Very nice. I also have I have my standby cryo stashes from Hob Valley that are just over here. And these are 8%, I want to say.
Those are like 8% or 7.9%.
Yeah, they're up there.
Yeah, they're not low in the alcohol content.
8.7. Hot damn.
8.7. Jesus.
Daddy's gonna have fun tonight.
I am drinking a Moon Juice, which is 7.3%
Nice.
As far as the alcohol content goes. That is a Galactic IPA from Santan Brewing, which we've had multiple times on here, as well as some delicious Buffalo Trace whiskey. What do you got, Chris?
I forgot to go to the store.
He's got a glass of water, everybody. It's like 3 weeks ago all over again. 4 weeks ago all over again, because you stopped about 4 weeks ago. That's all right, Chris. That's fine. Okay, but we're not going to get derailed from this. We're going to keep on this stupid bullshit Bobby Kotick train going on here. So after the announcement for this, a couple days later, they then decide that they're going to hold a fireside chat with Bobby Kotick and all of the employees, a virtual fireside chat, because obviously they're not going to put him in a fucking room with any of the employees. They wouldn't have done that before all this shit came out, because fuck the riffraff. But they definitely don't want to now, because he'd be fucking lynched. But
and probably touch everyone.
True. But would he be able to touch everyone before he got lynched? It's a good question.
Probably.
Maybe trying to grope him while they're lynching him.
While they're lynching him, he's just grabbing ass and boob. Grabbing ass, cock, and boob. Like he's just hitting everything, like all the bits and pieces. Every once in a while, he's grabbing like a foot, and they're like, "What the hell?" He's like, "Foot fetish."
That is an image.
Anyways, so
I don't know if I hate it or love it. Like you're just dying because you're getting lynched, but at the same time, you're doing what you're horrible.
I mean, hey, die the way that you lived, right? Die doing what you loved, you fucking sick, perverted asshole. Anyways, so they were gonna hold a fireside chat. He shows up late for it. It's a 16-minute long fireside chat is the entirety, including the time that he was late. And Activision dodged all questions about the ongoing issues with the company. And this is known that they did because they were taking questions from people that emailed them in. And there were people that were saying, hey, I emailed in my question. Why didn't it get asked? They're just completely dodging everything having to do with the bullshit fuckery that's going on at Activision right now.
Of course.
So
I mean, you have to. I can't even like just in a corporate speak way. You can't be like Because what would you say? There's nothing that you could say that's not going to incriminate you or the other people that you're trying not to destroy the business with further. Like, there's nothing that you could say.
I mean, you could just say, I'm sorry, I quit.
Yeah.
Do what everybody wants you to do. Just fucking leave, you jackass.
Yep.
So in addition to all of this, Raven Studios has officially unionized. So there's now the first real, like, large video game developer union now at that studio. And Tracy Kennedy, who is an Overwatch 2 producer, put Kotick on blast on Twitter saying, Bobby, tell everyone about the random projects for Overwatch 1 that you would shove on us. The team would do OT for only them to get canceled and for months of Overwatch 2 dev to have been lost. Or how an entire teams are turning over and citing you as the reason. Don't be shy. And this is all like after the fireside chat, which, you know, they decided not to answer any questions for. This entire thing is fucking bullshit, in my opinion. And it actually, as much as Microsoft is really trying to paint themselves as like the savior of this, it's actually pissing me off more because of the fact that they were pussyfooting around both sides, and the whole reason that they're doing it is because they wanted to buy them. And they're like, oh yeah, we want Kotick to stay on and run the ship until this is done. Like,
yeah, that's bullshit. I mean, I get a lot of stuff. I mean, because again, it's all alleged. You know, end of the day, right? I mean, right? Trump's still out there, right?
Right. No, but Trump, everybody knows that it happened.
Everyone knows it happened here too.
But the big ones that happened, he already settled out of court. So you can't go after.
We don't know we don't know what he settled. That's what I'm saying. Like we just know that someone had a complaint, and he was just like, "Hey, speaking of your complaint, let's talk about that in this secret room." And now everything's resolved. You no longer have a complaint. I'm not defending the guy. I'm just saying, like
sure, you're not.
It's ridiculous. No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, this is how fucked up our entire system is, because you can do that. Like, that's the whole, like, everything's built around that. Like I said, Trump's still out there, and it's not because he's totally innocent.
Well, okay, so let's put it this way, though. Innocent until proven guilty, they've technically proven people guilty because they've been firing so many people over these issues, citing that they have found that they are. So,
yep,
it's happened.
So those people that did get charged and convicted have been fired. I don't think he's been charged. That's what I'm saying.
No. He's not getting charged. It's more of the fact that he's covering it all up, or that he was covering up so much of it.
For sure.
And he should just fucking
political
drop
gymnastics.
Out. Yeah,
the political gymnastics around this is all bullshit, and I fucking hate it, and it's disgusting in my opinion and stuff like that. But it's just like, Jesus, it's ridiculous on how us as a society can't make the decision like you just did, Eric, and that we're in a world where he feels validated and vindicated. In a world where gropers can continue to grope unabated. One
unabashedly
stands up and gropes back. He's a gropinator. I'm going to pump you up.
No, he's not the gropinator. He's Josh Gropin.
And it's actually a musical.
Oh.
I'm gonna grope you.
No, he's the hero. He's destroying the groper.
Yeah, he's destroying the groping with groping.
Yes,
yeah. He's groping the gropers.
Fire with fire. It's Josh Gropin starring in a film completely with music done by Metallica.
Because why not?
Why not?
Dreams, you've come back to us being delirious about how fucked up all this shit is, and now we're just at the make fun of it phase instead of being angry. We've now passed the anger portion in the 12 stages, right? 12 stages of yeah, it's 12 stages. We've gone through denial. Denial came and went real fast because we were like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that fucking happened. We're past anger now. And now we're just at make fun of it. And that's like steps 4 through 10, if I remember right, is make fun of it.
Wait, isn't the 12-step program for AA? I think it's 7 stages of grief.
9 stages of grief? Damn it! I'm gonna have to look this up now.
Yeah, because I think 12 steps is AA.
It's the 5 stages of grief.
Well. 5 stages of grief. 12 steps definitely AA. Then.
So 3, 4, and 5 are all make fun of it. That's how we work.
I like
with
that.
This.
I like that we went immediately to the 12-step program because we're just like, we know.
I mean come on. Come on.
We just had a convention called CockCon. We know.
We put so much cock down our throats that...
You know, it took 12 steps.
My name's Jason.
I'm a cockaholic.
I just can't have cock down my mouth.
We're not even drunk.
Guzzling that sweet cocktail juice.
If that wouldn't be like so insensitive, that'd be like just hilarious to be like at an AA meeting, be like, yeah, I can't stop guzzling cock. And then like go through like the whole thing, be like, here they are, canned cocktails, cock. Like, oh, I mean, Jesus.
I mean,
I thought I was at the wrong meeting for a second.
I think the one down the hallway.
Well, it's like, which one is it? Yeah, it's like, do you do that at AA, or do you go into a sexaholics talking about how you can't stop guzzling cock, and you just love putting cock down your throat, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna pull a cock out right now, and then you're just like, crack. Oh,
I need one right now.
Then they're like, you want AA? It's down that way, you sick fucking pervert. And you get called a pervert by the people at Sexaholics.
1000%. 1000%. Because at the end of the day, we're the worst of both worlds.
Yes. Yes, we are. Anyways, fuck Activision Blizzard. Actually pissed off at Microsoft for this whole thing as well, too. This entire thing is bullshit. I do wonder, though, so as we were talking about in the Discord when this all started going down, is that what I want to see is what happened with all of this given, like, the NVIDIA stuff. Because the reason why I'm like, this needs to get passed is that it really needs to get passed by the FTC and by the EU. And I don't know if it's going to. It's a huge acquisition. It's a huge acquisition that would allow Microsoft to combined jump to number 3 in revenue for video games, in video game revenue, and that would still put them behind Sony, which is I find fucking hilarious.
So I don't know anything about the process. I'm not an expert. I just play one on TV. And let me ask you this question though. With the announcement and with everyone just like blowing it up and some people even saying that it's happening already, I think that we're in a situation where you're already talking with stock pricing and stock equity that may already be past the point of no return. So that's why I'm just like, yeah, it's happening. And I think that's why a lot of press people are like, it's definitely happening, because I wouldn't know about it if it wasn't.
Well, and so the stock price setup for it, yes, definitely, because that's one of the things that we talked about is like, they kind of have to let it go through because of the fact that if it doesn't go through, Activision is just going to fucking die. And then look at the fucking stock market and how that'll tank at that point then with how much that company is worth. But that's also going to be a huge hit. Like, no matter how much Microsoft is saying, like, we have plans for all these games to stay multi-platform and not be only put on Microsoft consoles and whatnot, they can't guarantee that. They'd have to put it in writing. At which point, then, that same argument is being made by NVIDIA, and the FTC is saying, no, like, we don't believe that you will still uphold all the licensing and everything like that with all these people that are licensing the ARM products, which isn't even nearly the amount. It's a third, or less than a third of the actual total acquisition price of what this Blizzard set is. It's a $20 million acquisition, or $20 billion acquisition, as opposed to a $70 billion acquisition. Is it 40? Okay, so it's half.
The ARM was 40.
Is it 40? It's half then. So it's about half the acquisition price. But both have major ramifications on the overarching ecosystem of their their marketplace. Nvidia buys ARM, they could stop licensing out the ARM products and the ARM stuff. Microsoft buys Activision, they could very easily just be like, we're not making any games for PlayStation anymore. Much like what they did for BioWare. Like they're definitely pulling all of those games that were not already in production for PlayStation, in which case the only one was Deathloop that I know of that was already in like full production for a PlayStation 1 and was going to be a PlayStation exclusive. Like, well, yeah, we're going to honor that one. But Star whatever the fuck it is that's coming out. Starfield is going to be an Xbox and PC game. 100%. And you know that they were working on the PlayStation version of that at the same time. So they're just completely tanking that. So this is why I don't believe that Microsoft will hold that, like what they're saying of like keeping Overwatch. And well, actually, they didn't say Overwatch. They only said Call of Duty. They said the only one game that I've heard them actually reference as staying on PlayStation would be Call of Duty. And that's it. So I don't trust it.
Yeah, too much money.
Yeah, it's too much money. It's too much going on within that ecosystem. I would be more. God, I hate saying this. I would be I think we're gonna be liking for EA to purchase them instead.
Well, because then that'd just be like that'd be a nail in EA's coffin, like in my opinion, because they're like, or I think this is already on the news, but with the Battlefield, you know, they're already kind of just like fucking themselves left and right. And if they took on COD and did the same treatment there, and they took both these franchises and just put them in the ground, then yeah, it's just like EA's gone. Yeah. So I mean, like, yeah, could COD go the same way as that if they're not smart? Yes, and I can totally see why they want to keep it on PlayStation for that exact reason. Like Chris said, it's way too much money. But will they be the improvement? This is way too early to tell. I don't think it will. I agree with you, Eric, that this is business politics 100%. And, you know, it's uncomfortable. It's not fun. And at the end of the day, it's just going to be lining someone else's pocket. That's probably, really, honestly, probably a giant douche too. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
They probably are.
South Park did it right with the douche and turd sandwich. But it's to keep to Chris's point that it's like that's too much money to leave on the table, which it is, and that is one of the things that we've been talking about how Microsoft really needs to start making games on other consoles. Like, why not just get out of the hardware race, because that's not where you make money. Make money by owning all of these. Like, you made money to buy all these developers and now spend all that money developing video games and just sell them everywhere. Which is
2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago, there have been like, okay, we have Steam out there that's like just always going to be there, and then we'll make games and we'll make our console. But here they are now. They could easily be a competitor from Steam if they do this right. Like if they handle this very well, they could really take on Steam. Well, obviously, they're not going to dethrone Steam in any given shape or any time, but I mean, it'd be the first real competition that I could see happening to Steam in forever. Because what are you going to go to? Origin? Fuck off.
Fuck that. Yeah, and I mean that's a huge thing. There's so many like layers to this whole fucking thing. Like we could go on for the entire podcast about this. Just all the bullshit that's going on within it and everything that's going to get fucked up, and I don't like any of it. 100%. I am going out, I'm putting my hand down up and saying like I don't like any of this. It's all shit. Like every last bit of it is shit. And just make it go away, please. But I also want Activision to go away. But then I also don't want it to fuck the stock market, and I don't want it to fuck all the employees that are there. It's like there's so many things, and it's like what's the lesser of 18 million different evils?
The only thing you can do, Eric, is just vote with your wallet. That's the only thing you can do.
Which is
the only thing you can do.
I don't remember the last time that I paid money for an Activision Blizzard game.
I don't know.
I don't remember the last time that I gave them any money at all.
You probably have. Aren't you playing? Isn't a Bungie part of Activision?
No,
they left.
They were.
Oh, they left.
Yeah, they left. They've been away from it, and they were actually coming out like when all this bullshit was coming out of like, yeah, there were problems in there, and that was part of the reason why we wanted to leave. Like beyond all the other bullshit that they did a couple of years ago, but yeah, it's just super bad. But it's fuck. Fuck me. It's like I don't even have a segue. I mean, I do have a segue off that we can hit on this. I just have to find the right one for it. Where was it? No, I don't have the segue anymore.
I can give you a segue.
Oh, no, here it is. Actually, no, I found the segue. Here we go. So, speaking of EA fucking things up, EA is considering making parts of Battlefield 2042 free to play because of how much they've fucked Battlefield 2042.
Oh, yeah, I even mentioned it. I even mentioned it for your segue, man.
Yeah, no, that's.
About
but then I
Battlefield.
forgot because we just kept going on about this. But I used so many acronyms. EA considering parts of BF2042 F2P. Like I just typed it up real fast on the notes. But yeah, it's
it's so bad. It's so like I have a few friends that have bought it, and I was just like, "Don't buy it." And like, we're gonna buy it, and so because the Battlefield, I mean, there's still the warrant behind it. Just like the same people that buy FIFA all the time. It's just like, stop it. And just like, but it's new, and it's the same game that I like.
It's shiny.
So it's gonna be better. It's gonna be better, right? No, it's not. So anyway, but people are all about it, and everyone complains about it. Now here's what bugs the shit out of me. Is that I'm in a few chat groups and Discord servers where people just nonstop talking about it being so shitty. They hate it so much, and then it's the worst game they've ever played. And then they log into it and play it for 4 hours. And I'm just like, go play something else then, or shut up. Like, stop complaining, or play something else. Like, bugs me. That's all.
It's such a buggy, shitty game.
Well, okay, so here's my rant. Sorry, Eric, but it's just like, here's the thing that bugs me so much is that these games are just like so underdeveloped and so like no shit given, is that they could have the free to play Switch pretty much every given time, because they're probably developing it with that in mind, being like, well, as our backup, we'll have the free to play Switch. Maybe we'll get lucky and everyone will just like suck our knobs again, and no one will give a shit. But if it doesn't work out, then we'll put it to free to play. We'll put that hook around the corner and, be like, hey, $5, give you a hand job. Someone's going to pull up and play it. And, PUBG did it. Why can't Battlefield? Right. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. God, I can't believe how bad they fucked up that game though. It's so fucking bad.
Dude, it's just like, especially since the game's good. Like the engine's good. The platform's good. Like, you have it there. You had to actively be like, nah, we're not going to do that.
How did you not add collision onto certain fucking skyscrapers?
If you would have just updated the weapons and updated the graphic, like, base of your textures from Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 4, and just be like, it's a new game, people would have been like, sweet, it sure is. Don't know any difference. We're in a jungle now. It's great. This is a city. Okay, they would have done it.
Yep.
Why they were like, no, we're going to build it from the ground up and we're going to make it worse? It just makes no sense.
Yeah. All right.
My kitty's coming to
Sure, it's butthole.
pacify me. Yeah, share its butthole and pacify me. So, hey, you're yelling way too much. Yes, thank you.
Kawhi, you gonna show your butthole? Please don't. We'd like to keep this to be a butthole free stream, please.
Yeah, Chris.
Dang it! I'm just about to show my butthole too.
That's what the real Constitution
Let's
is.
see. Say, Chris, you can't because that's against TOS. There's nothing about cat buttholes on TOS, but for you, no, that is TOS issues up the wazoo. Yes. All right, let's see here.
OnlyFans. Go to lonelyhousepants.com to see that butthole.
Yes, lonelyhousepants.com. Oh,
Chris,
God.
Chris, we can make that happen.
Oh, I don't want to make lonelyhousepants.com. Wait, I do want to make lonelyhousepants.com a subscription site. Yes, that is it.
We can.
Yep.
We can do it. I want to sign up for my subscription at Lonely House Plants, or what do we call it? Lonelyhousepants.com.
Yep.
Yes, $50 a month. Sign me up. I'll do my 1 month just because I'm curious. And it's literally just a picture of Chris's butthole.
It's Chris's butthole, and literally, it's like gonna be like 80,000 people posting pictures of just their houseplants. If we can get 80,
Chris's butthole.
look at this though. If we can get 80,000 people to spend $50 a month.
Oh, we're in the money.
Yeah.
It's $5 million a month.
I mean,
for
the
people to
production
share
costs
pictures.
alone are
Yeah.
nothing.
Chris's butthole in between the house plants.
Plant your plant in my dirt patch. Put your seed in my dirt patch.
Oh,
there
God.
It is. Tagline approved.
Oh, my God. Okay, so we're gonna do this as Chris's butthole is just like the overarching background of the site, right?
Yes. 100%. Like the first thing you've seen, you're just gonna be like confused at first. Like, what?
What's
No,
with the
well,
starfish?
whatever. I'll just scroll down. Yeah, I don't understand what that is. I guess they're Star Wars fans. Is that a Starlight Pit or something? I don't know. Whatever. Let's move on. And I'll just post my lonely house plans. Get some likes on there, some up buttholes. And
oh, God, this is like the worst podcast. We're not even we're not even drunk. This isn't like PotCon where we were like drunk at the end of it. Like I didn't start drinking until right at the beginning of this podcast.
Mm-hmm. I've only had about half a beer.
Yeah.
But we have definitely talked about Chris's butthole way more than I think our entire lives right now. So you're all welcome for that.
On a podcast.
Yeah. Oh, God. Well, I'd rather that we talk about your butthole on the podcast than us talking about the butthole without people listening in and like we're just sitting around talking about your butthole. I would at least this is at least entertainment for somebody as opposed to just three random dudes sitting around talking about a dude's butthole.
I remember going to bars in my 20s.
Sitting at a cigar bar talking about buttholes.
So Chris.
Oh fuck, we have a clip. There is a clip somewhere already of this, and I don't know what it was clipped of. Oh God, I'm scared. I'm so scared. All right. Anyways, okay. Let's go on to quasi good news. Yeah. So yeah, it doesn't really mean much. Pre-GDC surveys, which they send out a survey to all game developers prior to GDC, which happens in March, because they want to know what people are thinking and like what they need to have panels for and all that stuff. And one of the survey questions delved into how much developers wanted to make games for crypto and for NFTs. And surprise, surprise, the GDC pre-survey shows that devs hate crypto and NFTs too. But that doesn't mean shit because the higher ups are going to make them do it anyways.
They sure as fuck will. They're going to come in there with their like $80,000 suit, ride in on their Lambo and be like, yo, NFTs, what about them? And then he's just gonna drive off and like print money, and then that'll be all that he does. And I'd be like, it was my idea, boss. I did it. NFTs are me.
Oh God, I don't know. It's this whole thing. Is dumb.
Again, NFTs
everything's dumb apparently.
It's all dumb, and NFTs are a thing. Like just accept it. If you're I've said this before, but if you're an artist, put your shit in NFTs because it's another way for you to make money, and it means nothing. So get that money.
It's the same as Fiverr, just like with a little bit more technology behind it.
Not even the same as Fiverr. Not even because you can like if let's say you're a painter. My wife's a painter, so let's say that you're a painter and you're gonna paint a picture. And this picture takes you like 20 hours to paint. Let's just say, and every minute, if you have a camera on it, every minute you take a solid picture of the painting. You could sell each and every single one of those minutes as an individual NFT.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, you now own that NFT for that painting of that exact minute of that whatever point in time. And that's what you get. And you can buy it for set the price to the moon, whatever you want.
Well,
and
yes.
there you
go. I wasn't saying like Fiverr, like price wise. I was just saying Fiverr in the sense of the marketplace.
Well, Fiverr's would be like, hey, I'm going to make you a painting for $5. Here you go. Here's your painting. Here's your completed product. That's what I'm saying. It's like you could be doing a Fiverr item and be like, hey, I'm going to make this painting for $5, but I'm going to sell it NFTs of every minute for $5 a piece as well. So
well, you could just sell the layers for that painting. Like if you do it in Photoshop and you make layers, you could do that and sell the layers on Fiverr too. I mean, Fiverr doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be a finished product, one. Two, it also doesn't mean that it has to sell for $5, because there's a lot of stuff that sells on Fiverr for more than $5.
Way more, yeah.
Or, okay, how about this? How about this? It's like Etsy for 100% digital.
I agree. Again, disagree with that, because in Etsy, you're still buying something. Like, this is still like whatever you want.
It doesn't have to be final, though.
You're right. I guess if you're to draw a painting and like make it progression and have like 30 copies of it and be like, there you go. Which one do you want? Yes. Okay. I'm working on that.
It's like Etsy with more tech behind it. That's pretty much it.
So my original thing though is, if you're an artist, please do your shit on NFT, just because someone out there is going to be stupid and buy it and you'll get money. I'm just happy about that. The only people that I'm ever going to look at and be like, you're silly, are the people that are buying the NFTs for these very popular situations. Like Konami, I think it was, that did the auction for their NFTs, just like, hey, Castlevania.
All that Castlevania stuff. Yeah.
That means shit. You're not getting dick. You're overpaying for like a screenshot that you can find from a Google image search for free. You can't do anything extra with it. You don't own that image of Castlevania. There's nothing special here. You're just an idiot who paid a lot of money for a Google image search.
You mean like the idiots that bought the copy of Dune thinking that they then would own the rights to make a movie?
The IP.
Yeah, like, no,
exactly.
you don't.
That's
you own a
not
book.
what's happening.
You paid millions of dollars for a book.
You own a book. You went to a used bookstore and you decided that was just like, no, I'm not going to pay $5 for this very much used copy of Dune. I'm going to pay $5 million. And the book owner is just like, what? Okay. And they're like, bam, $5 million. There you go. And she's like, okay. Here's Dune. Yes, I'm going to make millions. And then you run out the store. That's what that did. That's what they did. That's what they fucking did. And he was just sitting there with his money being like, I'm retiring. So again, put your art for NFT, guys, because that may happen to you one day. But if you buy NFTs with the idea of that, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. I'm just going to call it out right now.
Here's an NFT of my butthole.
Oh, man. But then we're really going to get into the, if you own the NFT, do you own the real thing? Because someone might want to try and own your butthole.
We're really getting into it. We're really getting into it, Eric.
Someone wants to own Chris's butthole.
I mean, name your price, Chris. NFTs. Do you own all rights? Do they get advertisement rights? Can they throw your butthole on a billboard? You'd be like, you don't have to be lonely.
You don't have to be lonely. At chris'sbutthole.com.
I made millions.
Oh my god, is chris'sbutthole.com open?
Of fucking course it is. I don't even have to look that one up. I will give you money. I will give you money if Chris's butthole is taken. And no,
find it.
Chat. If anyone goes by right now, yeah, exactly.
Jason, go find it. Find it. Come on, you know you want to.
Find it.
Jason's gonna go find if chris'sbutthole.com is available. But we're gonna move on to some other things. So chat was talking about Minecraft a minute ago, which brings up the next little bit is the Squidcraft tournament, which is Squid Game in Minecraft, which had 100. It is available?
Of course.
How much? How much is Chris's butthole?
$8. Whatever. Like
that's it, Chris. Your butthole's $8. Chris, your butthole is we can own Chris's butthole for $8.
Unfortunately, butthole.com is taken. Just to
what about Tight Butthole?
I know. Oh,
Tight Butthole? I bet Adam Demanth owns that one.
Yeah, he definitely does. Tight Butthole is definitely taken.
All right. Anyways, so the Squidcraft tournament, which had $100,000 prize, blacked out all of the small European country of Andorra due to DDoS attacks, because people really wanted to make sure that the Andorran players could not get into this. So they did a major DDoS, and it actually knocked out the entire country's internet, which is just sad. I read that article and I was laughing. I'm like, I really shouldn't be laughing at this. That's really fucked up. That's really bad, but that's fucking funny shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, small ass, tiny, little teeny tiny country, and they knocked out their entire internet because they didn't want a handful of Andorrans to participate in a Minecraft Squid Game tournament.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done worse to get around not buying chris'sbutthole.com.
He just bought it.
I'm about to
by the way.
pull the plug.
Yes, you need to buy it. Pull that plug. No, wait, keep the plug in?
No.
All right. Let's see here. Samsung and AMD are bringing real-time ray tracing to mobile with their Exynos 2200 processors, which is kind of big. I don't really see how it's needed for mobile, but on a tech side of things, that's big to be able to bring the ray tracing capabilities to something like that, to a mobile processor set. So it's big in the grand scheme of tech. It's not quite as big as it sounds right now. I mean, I don't really see any need for ray tracing, especially considering most phones don't have like good refresh rate screens. Yeah. Like mine's got a 90 hertz on it, and I've got a OnePlus 7T Pro McLaren. Like the best is 120, but even that, like most of them are like 60 hertz or less.
Yeah.
So that's not really a big thing. However, that will be on their flagship, so that'll probably have 120 hertz. I would hope it would have 120 hertz screen on it. But so, I mean, it's very, very interesting to say the least. Keeping with graphics card news, we're just going to keep on graphics card news with this right now. The Arc Alchemist cards have been benchmarked, and they're supposedly on par with 3070s, and we still don't have a price for them yet. They're a few months away. And that was the first thing that Jason said is like, how much? How much for these cards?
I don't care.
Everyone just, in this case, they just want a card that, they can actually buy without being charged an arm and a leg. God, because it is like the pricing has dropped. I think it was like 11% in the last month as crypto values drop down. The pricing for the cards has dropped down, but that's still only like it went from buying a 3080 for $1,700 to $1,600. Like that's it. It's still way overpriced for any of these cards. So, giant pain in the ass. Speaking of way overpriced for cards, the 3050 third-party cards have been priced out, and they are all going a full $150 over MSRP for what NVIDIA says that the 3050 should run. So 3050 is supposed to run $250, and all the third-party cards are MSRP $400, and who fucking knows how much you're going to spend to buy one, actually from somebody, let alone that NVIDIA has yet to put benchmarks out for this graphics card compared to any other 30 series or even 20 series graphics cards, which is fucking funny. It's like, I just want to know how a 3050 compares to my 2060. That's it. I just need to know, like, is that
You don't get to know.
I don't get to know.
It is, because you get to put the little, like, 3 sticker on your, that comes in the box. It says, yes, I have a 30 series now. Which one? Don't worry about it. I got it, though. I got it.
I just want to know. Because right now, the biggest problem that I have is that if I stream, play a game, and use NVIDIA Broadcast, I have to turn the game down some. Like, I can play a game at pretty much any resolution that I want. Well, actually, resolution's 1080p because that's all I run monitor-wise. But I can run it at any... I can run it at any like settings generally without any issues. I don't have any problems with it. Once I get into the streaming aspect and using NVIDIA Broadcast, that's like a whole other avenue of things, which is why I want a 30 series graphics card, because then I don't have to worry as much about NVIDIA Broadcast. But I can't get one, which sucks.
We should put out ads being like, hey, we got your 3060s, we got 3070s, we got 3080s, all at chrissbutthole.com.
But we don't
I know.
specify that they're GPUs. It's going to be
No.
3070 Chris's buttholes.
Also, yeah, exactly. You're just like, there you go. Hope you enjoyed.
Enjoy Chris's butthole. I mean, if you're not going to chrissbutthole.com to enjoy Chris's butthole, why are you going to chrissbutthole.com?
Get your priorities straight.
Oh, it's just Chris putting a 3070 in his butthole.
Chris, we can make this happen.
Oh, that.
You want this 3080?
Oh, so much pain. Oh, so much pain.
Slightly used.
Used how? Don't worry about it. Don't ask those
Don't worry
questions.
about it.
Don't ask these questions, people. Don't ask how it was used.
Works great.
Works great. Don't smell it. Why not? Just trust me. Don't smell the graphics card.
Or do. Not
Oh
please.
God.
I mean, you will once it warms up.
Chat seems to think that it will only slightly smell. I'm pretty certain that slight is not in the tables for that. How the
See.
There's no way you're gonna clean that all off.
Well, I mean, no, we can have different levels
had
of
Taco Bell
insertion,
before.
and we can have different price levels.
Oh yeah, just like NFTs. We got it. We got
Exactly.
this. We got this down.
Or the person that did the bathwater, we can be like, hey, this one was mostly in there. This one, just the rim. It's just the outer rim.
This was literally just my pee.
A free jar of urine with every purchase. Is it Chris's? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
You need to drink some more water there, Chris.
But is this even legal? Can we do that? No, I don't care.
We're just already eating.
I don't care. Really don't care.
We're gonna have so much money from the NFTs of this stuff. We're out. It doesn't matter.
Oh, chat's having Taco Bell. I want Taco Bell. All right. GPU supply hopes grow as ABF substrate shortages will reportedly ease in Q2. People are like, what the fuck is this have to do? ABF is what helps compound everything to the PCB boards. So that's one of the big things and one of the big problems. Like the PCB boards, that's not an issue, but it was the ABF that they were running low on, the substrate that they use for those. And that was one of the issues that they were having with creating some of these. So hopefully it's not going to solve anything. What am I saying? It's nothing's getting solved. We're all fucked. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're all fucked. It's fine.
It doesn't even matter.
Yeah. But that's the news, is that supposedly, and that actually then corroborates what Nvidia was saying like about a month ago, was that they only expected it to go through Q2 of this year now instead of going further on. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. I don't know. Monkeys, bananas, Chris's butthole. Anyways, okay, going back to Microsoft news, everybody. We're going to go into Microsoft on this one because this one's great. Microsoft has finally added a feature that Sony's had on the PlayStation since, the early days of the PlayStation 4. And that is Microsoft is finally adding the feature to mute your TV when you plug a headset into your controller. It took this long for them to add that in there so that, you're playing a game and all you hear is the delayed gunshots and explosions through some stupid 12-year-old's fucking, by 12-year-old I'm talking about this fucker right here, Jason.
I know how to use my shed.
Now, here's the caveat. it doesn't automatically, like when they install this update, it doesn't automatically turn on. You have to go in and turn the feature on. So,
like, I can totally see like an exec being like, "Hey, this is a problem. We're getting tons of feedback." I'm just like, don't these people have mute buttons? Like, I can totally see that whole conversation.
10-year-olds don't
going by
fucking
with some
know,
asshole.
dude.
They have no idea. Like, it's just like, have you never like played like with somebody that's obviously in a house or apartment that's overcrowded as shit, and they just hear everything? It's just like, how am I understanding your family's plight more than you are, and you're playing this fucking game with me? Go give your Nana a fucking hug. Like, it's just ridiculous. She's
Nana's on life
nonstop.
support, dude. Give her a fucking hug.
Dude. She's dying. Are you in the hospital? This is inappropriate time to be playing Call of Duty, man. Like, get in there and hug your grandma.
What the fuck you think I bought this games case for, man?
Exactly. She bought it for me. Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's Nana bought it for him. It's her dying wish that he play COD in her face, in your face, Nana. Did we talk about a while back that games went out of business?
That games went out of business?
Yeah, GAEMS, the case company. I'm trying to remember if we talked about this because I had to find it out when I was doing research for work. This will be an added thing into the news, but this is like super old fucking news that nobody like really knew about. Games just disappeared, like the company Games that made the cases, and they like no one found out anything. That suddenly their website went down at 1.2, and the company just dissolved amid COVID. Like, that's it.
I mean, no one's going anywhere. No one needs to protect their shit.
Well, they couldn't manufacture things. They couldn't do anything.
Right.
But yeah, it's like nobody needed to take anything anywhere, and the company just went, fuck, and they just died completely.
Meanwhile, Nyko still sends out crap every day. They're like, manufacturing, we're not stopping that.
Why? They don't even need to manufacture anymore. They've got like fucking warehouses full of that shit.
That's true. They have dumpsters that are full of this shit. Just like, hey, just go grab some. It'll fit probably.
grab one that got already made. I'm sure it's fine. Okay. Fun news, just because it's fucking hilarious. There's a new Witcher 3 mod that adds Henry Cavill and his Netflix attire to the Witcher series.
I just want the smiling sword. That's all I want.
Did you see it though? Did you actually look at it?
I did.
Like, it's a pretty damn good likeness of him. Like, it's really good.
They announced that. Like 2-3 weeks ago or something like that. But yeah, the first images of it were yesterday. I don't remember.
Today or yesterday, something like that. They're pretty fucking good.
So I mean, it threw people in a tizzy because they're like, "Hey, we're gonna give you some free DLC," and people were just like, "What? The expansion? Are you giving us expansion? Are you building something else? Is this now like the re-release, all that jazz like that?" And people are like, "Whoa. It's literally just a company mandated like update to the Netflix bullshit. Like, relax. Here you go."
I want to install it. I want to play it.
Do it. Have you even played through Witcher, Eric?
I've not played through it. No,
I don't think you have. Yeah, no, you gotta play through.
No,
it.
I started and then I was just like, I don't have time for this.
Yeah, you have. It takes time. It's one of the best. It's one of the best games. Period. In a long it's probably in the top 10 of all time, in my opinion. I don't know where, but it's definitely in the top 10 of all time games ever made.
No, period. We're putting you on the spot, Jason. Where and what's ahead of it? No, I'm joking, Jason. You don't have to fucking do that.
You're about to give me a heart attack here.
We'll have
and I was about to just pull out like bullshit out of nowhere to be like, to see if you remember it. Like, number 1, Vector Man. Call me on that.
Oh,
you don't
dear
even know that
God.
Game. Number 2.
Oh, fuck me, dude. Wasn't that a Genesis game?
It was.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic. It was so good. Somebody went back and re-released their original OST in EDM, and it is gorgeous. So if you can look that up at any time that you want to, look up Vector Man soundtrack. I'm sure you'll find it just by that search. And it is a fucking slaps. It's a banger, man. It's great.
All right. Let's see here. Square has finally released more info about Stranger in Paradise Final Fantasy Origins. And it's like a 5-minute long final trailer that you can watch. God, I fucking hate people in chat sometimes. Oh God, Jason. Sorry, Jason's lighting fires in chat right now on Twitch. So the main story we find out is that the main character is, oh shit, I had his name and then it went away. But basically it's like, this is pre-Final Fantasy 1, the makings of Garnet. It popped into my head like right as I was going to say it. The makings of Garnet, the bad guy. Like, this is how Garnet like falls and just becomes this like super evil person, which is very interesting to say the least. Hopefully it actually runs, unlike being a broken fucking demo like it was on the PS5 after they dropped it at E3 this year. But because I still haven't even had a chance to like play to see how it plays. But it's like a 5-minute long trailer, and it looks like it's going to be a really long fucking story. Like a lot of bullshit going on.
Yeah,
and it comes out in March.
I want to like it. I want to like it. I want to like it. That's all I gotta say. I'm not gonna get into anything else just because I want to like it.
Unlike Activision, I know that I will just fucking throw money at Square. Like a lot of the time. Like I will just do it. I will just throw money at Square. I mean, I didn't throw money for the Avengers game that's still sitting right there. Right next to my PS5. It's now further away though. Tales of Arise is the closest one, then Scarlet Nexus, and now Avengers. It's just still sitting there. And man, oh man, that game kind of sullied me on Square a little bit. But if it's an RPG though, especially like a Final Fantasy game, I'll fucking do it. I'll play it. I don't care.
I know. Beat Tales of Arise so I can play it.
Yes, I need to finish it, man. But the problem is that I started playing it on stream, so now I'm like, okay, well now I have to stream the game.
Fuck 'em. Just play it. Give it to me. I want the game.
Man, what? Hang on. I need to find an article. Jason, fill some time real quick because there was an article that I thought that I had found, and I may have just skipped over it. But it was fucking good, and it has to do with Square.
What?
It has to do with Square and Final Fantasy, and I just need to find it.
Was it with Guardians of the Galaxy?
No. It's all right. I remember everything about the headlines.
That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, I remember everything about the headlines right now. So Sakaguchi, the creator of Final Fantasy, who's now moved on from Square, and he's started his own studio and whatnot. I can't believe that I forgot to put this into the notes. Like recently in September, started playing Final Fantasy 14. Like went balls to the wall, nuts into it, and he's been tweeting about it and having tons of fun. Like everybody's following Sakaguchi, the father of Final Fantasy, like just going gaga over all of the like the old school references and everything like that are in Final Fantasy 14. He's started getting into crafting, and he's making like really intricate designs for like costumes and stuff like that. And it's called Sakaguchi.
This is the greatest thing I've ever heard. That is amazing.
That is so great. I mean, look at it this way. Look at it this way. This guy was in his 30s, like late 30s, I think, when Final Fantasy was made in the 80s. So you've got this like 60-plus-year-old man, almost maybe 70-year-old man, I forget now, that is now playing Final Fantasy 14, the series that he started, and he's made Sakaguchi.
He designed all the games that I loved growing up, and now he has horrible dad jokes worse than anything I can possibly imagine. We'd be best friends.
Oh, no, he's 59.
Best friends.
He is 59. He was born in 1962.
We would be best friends.
We would be
I would buy that man an Asahi.
Yes. God, that means that he was actually only like 23 when he made Final Fantasy.
Because he made some art and that art looked dope. And Square was just like, we like that art. And he's just like, buy my NFT. And they're like, okay.
No, he's not the artist. He's not the artist of Final Fantasy.
No, I know. I'm not making jokes.
I know, but I want to make sure that people don't like he created Final Fantasy, but he's not the artist. The artist, because the artist is really fucking good. The guy that's done most of the art for Final Fantasy stuff, like he does like super high fantasy art. Like if you've never actually looked at the pre-art for a Final Fantasy game before it goes into production, you'll look at what the game is, and then you'll look at what they had, and you'll be like, what the fuck? Where did that... like, what happened?
Especially 10. 10 and 10-2, you're just like, this game would have been dope.
Yes. Game would have been dope.
I see this art. I'm going to give this a whiny teenager vibe. I'm just like, no. It's really good what it is. No, whiny teenager.
Horrible laughing.
Uncomfortable length of time. Uncomfortable.
It's so uncomfortable. If you don't know what we're talking about, just Google Final Fantasy X laugh. And just watch the YouTube video. You will find it. I think there's actually a 10-hour remix of it.
Oh, there's gotta be.
Where it's just going back and forth between Titus and Yuna.
because honestly, that's only 1 hour shorter than that actual cutscene was. So like,
yeah, they actually trimmed it down a little bit.
Down for the YouTube.
Oh, I remember the first time I played that game, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This is the worst forced laugh like imaginable.
They were doing it forced to just laugh in the face of their adversities, but it was just kind of like, it was just like, I get it, but at the end of the day, it's just like, you sound like an idiot. It's just bad. It's just bad. And you play it on Japanese too, and it's just as horrible. It's still horrible. It doesn't matter. It's bad.
Oh, see? Rose in chat apparently hadn't seen it or heard it, and then went and looked it up, and immediately was like, "Oh my god, it's so strained."
Oh yeah,
it's so bad. And you're just like, "Yes, this is AAA title. This is what we did. This is what we did in like what was Final Fantasy X,
2003.
Okay, so barely into college for me.
It?
You would have been in high school.
Me?
You would have been in college by 2003.
Yeah, that's. I technically would have been out if I ever went to college.
Well, that wasn't saying that. I was saying like you would have been in that age.
Oh no, I technically would have been out for that.
2001. Okay, so yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I
would have been in college. Yes, you would have just been graduating high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a senior graduating high school and playing this bullshit, and here I am. You know, obviously. Very rugged exterior playing this game. It definitely did a lot for my psyche.
Getting pulled over by cops. Does your mommy know that you're driving her car? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. How old are you, son? 19? Jesus Christ! Get the fuck out of here. No one gives a shit. Fine. I'm gonna continue driving my car.
The best is you didn't even get pulled over for speeding. You got pulled over for joyriding.
Suspected joy. I was pulled over when I was 19, specifically 19. That's
this,
what we're talking about.
This is a real story,
19,
guys.
I was pulled over well over 30 times just because of bullshit. Because they would see me do something. Like maybe I didn't turn on my blinker. Maybe I cut over too fast. I was a 19-year-old driving, so I drove like an asshole, I'm sure. But they would
still
see
drives
me
like an asshole, by the way.
And they'd be like, "Oh yeah, totally asshole grandpa."
He might as well be a fucking BMW driver. See, you asked what you should buy after you get rid of the Mustang. You need to buy a BMW.
Eric, I'm already a Mustang owner. It's covered. I got it. I'm good.
No, you have not. You can't call yourself a Mustang owner. You have not hit a single pedestrian.
You haven't unlocked that gold skin yet.
But yes, Jason literally actually got pulled over once for joyriding specifically, and the cop asked him, what would your mommy say?
Well, that time was because I did a California stop at a stop sign.
Oh,
and he pulled me over and just like, that wasn't a complete stop. I'm just like, sorry, you got me, bummer, whatever. And it was in a neighborhood, so I wasn't too worried. And he was just like, what would your mom say if she knew that you were running through these stop signs? She's like, she'd probably be like, "You're an idiot for doing that." And she's like, "Well, how do you think she'd handle the situation? Would she take your car away?" And she's like, "No, I need this to go to work." He's just like, "What?"
I need this to go to work and to college.
Yeah, exactly. How old are you? 19? Gee, get out of here. I was going to call your mom and have you be in trouble. Get out of here. Just leave. I was like, okay.
Didn't he think your ID was fake too, and he went back and ran it just to verify?
Well before. No, that was when I was racing. What's his name from CompUSA, and he got pulled over, and I got pulled over. See, I was driving like an idiot. So not all of this was.
Is this when you were racing
fault.
Tweak?
I was also an idiot. The blonde kid at CompUSA.
Not Tweak.
Butters. No, we called him Butters.
Yeah, Butters.
We called him
Butters.
all the
Yeah.
time.
We literally had people at CompUSA that went just by South Park names. We had Tweak and Butters and we had Dick.
Dick, that's right. Oh my god. So many names. But the cop then, he got a call for a robbery nearby. And he was just like, "Hold on, I'm checking a fake ID. I'll be there the second." And he checked my ID. Obviously, it wasn't
The real ID, 100%
And
real.
He chucked it at me. I was like, "I gotta go," like because he was building up an entire thing. It was just like, "You're so in trouble because I can't go to this thing because I'm about to bust you," because he thought I had like some big crime ring where I had like a major fake ID where they're letting 12-year-olds drive cars. And I was like, "No, you're not doing your job, buddy." But that one he should have given me a ticket, but he couldn't because he had a call, and he was just like, "Here," he just chucked it at me. Yeah, ran. Oh,
That
so many
and when,
times I had my window was broken. So many times
yeah.
too, I had to like open the door. Yeah, thank God I wasn't a young black man. I'd have been shot so many times because I had to open the door in order for the cop to talk to me because I had my window like propped up. It was bad.
Yeah, you had like a rod or something like in there, just
it
like
was
inside the door, holding it up.
100%. Yeah, it was bad. I mean,
it sounds bad to say like good thing I wasn't a young black man, but I mean that's true.
True.
Like if you were, you would have been in like major
I would have been
trouble.
shot. I would have been shot 100%.
If you just sit there and start opening a door when a cop approaches.
Just open the door. Yeah, because that's what I would do. I'd wait till the cop was coming because here I am, in my white privilege, and I'm just like, I'm gonna open the door now. And I'm just like, because I want to talk to the
Not
cop.
just white privilege, they'd think that you're 12.
At the time, I was driving a Toyota Camry.
Yeah,
so it was not anything fancy.
It was champagne colored too. It was like that brassy, tan, like nasty tan, whatever you want to call it.
My first car. And then I bought my first car that I bought with my own money was a Nissan 200 SX SER. And that thing was dope. It had custom pinstriping on it. It was a piece of crap.
It was a giant piece of shit.
I put 2 10 subwoofers in that trunk that took up the entire trunk, and it was half the weight of the entire car.
It rattled that car to death.
I listened to hardcore death metal, so it was just like, and it just rattled the entire thing. I couldn't hear any music. I didn't even know what I was listening to. It didn't matter.
Let's be honest. Death metal, you barely
know.
know what you're listening to, anyways.
Yeah, I was vibrating down the street. I wasn't listening. I wasn't paying.
You didn't even need to turn the engine on. You just turn the battery on, and you hope the battery doesn't drain before you get to work.
Man, well,
but I remember Matt had one.
So that makes sense.
Matt had a 240 SX or 200 SX, and man, oh man, that thing, we called it the Angry Bumblebee. When he got an intake and a cold air intake and an exhaust on it, and it sounded like a fucking angry bumblebee, like super.
I didn't do any of that. I didn't do anything fancy to any of my cars. The only car I've ever modded is my Mustang that I've had for the last 100 years.
That he chipped, and then he turned the dial back on the chip because he's like, I'm wasting gas.
Yeah. And my 32-year-old ass was just like, this is expensive. Turn that down. I got cold air, I got exhaust, and I have the chip, and I was just like,
just dial that chip back. Yeah. Let's put it onto econ mode.
It's like $2.50 a gallon. I'm not paying that.
Oh man. Okay, we got three more things.
Podcast about going pulled over. Thank you.
Econ mode DE. All right. Toshihiro Nagoshi has founded the aptly named Nagoshi Studio, everybody. That's it. He's working with the Chinese game developer, and he has now made Nagoshi Studio. In case you're wondering why you should know that name, he is the guy that created Yakuza and Super Monkey Ball. Yes, that's right. For those that forgot, the same guy that made the Yakuza series also made the Super Monkey Ball series.
You've played both. You realize that really.
Yeah, you realize it. Like if you really pay attention to Yakuza, you're like, oh yeah, I can see this. All right, we're not going to end on this one because I don't want to. My Hero Academia Ultra Rumbler 24-person Battle Royale beta begins February 2nd in Japan.
I'm curious.
It's interesting.
I'll watch it.
It's very, very interesting. It's a 24-person Battle Royale with teams of 3. And it's all over like the map for My Hero Academia. It's heroes and villains. And that's like the whole premise of it is like teams of 3, and so you and 2 other people go in and you're fighting everybody. It's a very interesting play, and a 24-person battle royale is a little bit better. Plus, then it's like everyone's got different superpowers and the whole 9 yards. The meta is going to get ruined at some point, like almost immediately, but you know we don't know exactly what that meta is going to be. It'll basically be like as soon as they go, oh yeah, Deku, by the way, he also has like 8 other superpowers mixed in with like the strongest motherfucker that there is. Yeah.
They just have to skin it out.
Yeah. Last but not least, Elden Ring has finally gone gold, everybody. Yay!
Yay! None of us can hear us clapping because of
NVIDIA broadcast.
Mhm.
I think my NVIDIA broadcast is actually only kind of knocking it out. I don't know. But yeah, clapping. it has finally gone gold, everybody, which is surprising because as we joked about, Elden Ring is out before the next Game of Thrones book.
Well,
announced
he was only
way after
he was
the next Game of Thrones book.
He didn't write it.
He wrote all the lore.
Get the lore.
And he wrote the dialogue that's in there. Like he did an awful lot of writing for it.
He's probably written like 500 pages of lore for Game of Thrones already. Like even the new book at this point in time, it's just a story that he doesn't like doing.
He's done like spin-off books.
Okay,
Jason.
He
probably described men's penises more detailed than any other game that on this planet. That's what George R. Martin does.
Super Monkey Ball is also a Switch game. It's not like it's like this old ass game that hasn't been out there for a long time. It's a current game. Like it's on current consoles right now too. Of course. But if you were to ask me,
it
originally came out on Dreamcast and GameCube.
It's a PlayStation game, but yes, you can get it now.
Yes.
Super Monkey Ball.
And supposedly, so they went into detail now since it's coming out and they want to get more people to buy it and get all hyped for it. They are keeping the boss difficulty like just as hard as what you expect from a Souls game, but apparently have done things for the traversal of the game and making it more, I guess I would put it more like Code Vein as far as what they've done with some of the things like putting start points closer to bosses and stuff like that, so that it's less, the regular portions of the game are less stressful for players. So you're not like 100% stressed all the fucking time, which our friend Daft that I do D&D with, if you go back and you watch his like straight stream playthrough of Dark Souls 3, he was 100% stressed 100% of the time.
That's the game. That's what pisses me off about Elden Ring. Because if you just put like traversal and the open world concept and it's just like whatever, it's just mobs to kill and stuff like that, then go play Zelda. Like that's the whole point of that game. You know, if the entire game, if you're going to have an open world game, it's just like, if you fucking die because you're riding your horse around like a little bitch and you decide to just run into a camp, guess what? Don't ride your horse around like a little bitch. That's Dark Souls. If you take that away, if you take away the like, I don't know what's around this corner, I don't know what's happening in the next 5 minutes, I don't know anything else, then I don't know what you've made. You've made not Dark Souls. You've made Elden Ring, I guess. So,
Which, yeah, I guess even Code Vein was that way. It's like you're playing through that game, you're like, I have no idea what the fuck's going on. And then all of a sudden you get into a room and you're like, I'm dead. Like, I should have saved.
From a difficulty scale, Dark Souls to me, even still, I love these style of games. I'm fine with them. And Dark Souls to me, 1, 2, or 3, you can have however rating you want, but they are at the top. Like, Dark Souls really does make it. Code Vein, to me, was 3 or 4 difficulty out of 10. If Dark Souls was 10, Code Vein was 3 or 4. Like, it was not a hard game. It was hard. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we're still in the upper echelons of difficulty.
I'm not saying everywhere you go is hard. Like a Dark Souls games, like those can be like everywhere you go is hard. But Code Vein was definitely like you'd be going along and they give you like this false sense of security. You're like, yeah, I'm doing well. And then all of a sudden they throw you into a fucking room where it's like you're just like drop into a room and you're like, oh fuck. Like the White Tower, I think was the worst one. Like you're playing through that and then all of a sudden you drop in and there were a couple of rooms in there that I died I don't know how many fucking times. I'm like, I'm just gonna go in and immediately get my blood so that I can go in and do that, and then now hopefully I survive. So that I don't lose all my shit.
Oh yeah, been there a billion times.
It wasn't all the time. But I guess what they've done with the horses is that the horses can ride air currents. Is one of the things that they said, which makes it easier to traverse to the higher areas. I don't know. It is supposed to have a story, which is like the one most intriguing thing. It's like an actual Souls game with a story. And I mean, yes, you can complain and say like, no, Dark Souls has a story. You just have to dig into the lore. I'm like, I don't want to read all the fucking, like every goddamn fucking
what is it,
descriptor.
Destiny?
Yeah, I don't want to read every fucking descriptor of everything. I want an actual story. I want a reason for me to go places, which is one of the reasons why I like Code Vein, because it was a reason for me to go there.
And an entertaining story, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very entertaining story. I mean, let alone the fact that I had a big titty goth waifu chick that was my my vampire. Goth vampire
bonuses.
waifu.
That's just bonuses. That's just bonuses.
Yeah, it was icing on the cake. Yeah. All right, we're finally done with news and tangents. No, we're not done with tangents. Tangents are
never done with tangents.
Tangents are never done. Are you kidding me? But it's only been a week since the last time that we talked about video games. What has everybody played? I know Jason's played something new, and I know Chris has played something new.
Yep.
So, who wants to go first?
Go ahead, Chris. You've been like super silent, so
okay.
Fine.
Yeah, Jason and I have been bitching a lot.
That's true. And talking about my butthole way too much.
Or
too little.
Hang on, hear me out. Yeah, not enough. We really need to pump this website that we now own, right, Jason?
I'm not buying that. Go ahead, someone buy it.
You need to go buy chrissbutthole.com.
I am more intrigued by someone else out there in the ether buying
chrissbutthole.com
more than anything else. Like that gives me way more joy than I could ever get from building that website. Like I love that so much more. Like if I wake up like one day, like 3 months from now, and I just type in chrissbutthole.com because I'm just thinking about it, like I do on Tuesdays. I
late at night on Mondays after recording.
I'll sit back. I'll have a little sit back and be like, well played.
Look what I did.
I'm happy now. It's good. That'll be my dream. I love that. I'll retire then. Sorry, Chris. Okay. Go ahead. We'll stop talking about your butthole for 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
One of the new games I did play this week was Gorgoa.
So Chris's butthole. It was 5 seconds.
Sorry, Chris. Sorry. All right, we're done.
But it's on Xbox Game Pass. It's a artsy puzzle game. So you have like 4 different slots, and you have like these kind of little paintings that you can kind of move around, and some you have to kind of cover up or pull things or some certain orders to unlock and solve the puzzle and kind of move the game forward as you try to find these different colored apples. So it's not a terribly long game. I think it took me like 2.5 hours to beat it, but there is an actual achievement called But Why, and that's beating it in less than 30 minutes. So if you know what you're doing, you can.
It's like, why are
the
you
thing.
playing this game again for like the 80 millionth time when you know how to beat every puzzle, that type of thing?
Yeah.
I mean,
This is what
you know what? If I was making a puzzle game, I would make that achievement. But why?
Right.
Well, this is what Game Pass is for these types
Yeah.
of games exactly. Because if I paid $15-20 for a 30-minute game or 2-hour game, I'd been like, the fuck. But Game Pass, all right, yeah, well, move on. I got my trophies. I'm done.
And me and Boldo were kind of talking about like, man, this would be like a decent like mobile game because you just sit here doing these little puzzles on your phone on the toilet. Because the movements are kind of simple. You just click on stuff or you are sliding stuff around. Turns out it is also a mobile game. It's like $5 on the Google Play Store.
There you go. There you go.
I mean, I would say something. However, I played Class of '09, and that is available on the Google Play and iOS stores now too. You can.
We
get
all
that.
play Genshin, man. We all play
Yeah.
Genshin.
Yeah, Genshin's.
It's a mobile game. It's a mobile game. All credibility's lost. It's a mobile game.
Although Class of '09 is a fucked up game, though, so
Yeah, Class of 09 is its own thing.
I could see that being a game that Steam would sell, but like, I look at it and I'm like, man, they let this game on the Google Play Store? Like, they let some shit onto Steam, but they have like stopped things from getting onto the Google Play Store before, so that's mildly surprising. Anyways.
But I mean, the art style on it's kind of great, and some of the puzzles are a little tricky. Got to do some thinking to be able to kind of solve them until you know what you're doing, and then you beat it in 30 minutes.
But did you go back through and beat it in 30 minutes?
I don't necessarily have the want to.
No.
Game Pass.
Because why?
Because why? That's a decent game. Probably get about 6 out of 10.
I like a good puzzle game. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie.
Yeah, and that was actually what won the Twitter poll last week. Was I'm like, hey, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna play a sad game, play a scary game, play a multiplayer game, or puzzle game. Puzzle game won. So there we go. And then I also finally did download and play Hades because that's also on Game Pass.
Oh, thank God. It's one of the best games you'll ever play. It is fantastic. It's the best. It's roguelike games. It'd be hard pressed if it's not number one. It's got to be. It's got to be number one. And I'm gonna stand on it. Number one roguelike game. Period.
Yeah, it's a really fun roguelike game. I'm enjoying it so far. So
Have you
a good thing
beat
to stick on.
Hades at least once yet?
me, no.
Probably not. It's hard.
It's hard.
to
Yeah.
do.
No, it's really hard.
Even if you've beaten them like 10 times, you still get to them. And you're just like, I'm fucked. There's no way I'm gonna get through this.
Yeah, Twisted Stranger's been playing it for 6 hours, and this is not the first time he's been playing it today. Like, he's still on right now. And the first thing is I popped in like 8 o'clock. I'm like, have you beat it? Have you beat Hades once yet? He's like, no. I've gotten to him twice though, and then I got my ass handed to me. It's not an easy game.
It's tough.
No.
It's not. It's fun. And even after you do beat them, you gotta keep doing it
You got to beat him like 6 more times. Isn't there like
a lot more times.
No, but it's like you don't get the true ending to the game until it's like 7 or 8 times or something like that.
Oh no.
No,
'Cause I've
Is it
beaten
more than
them.
that.
Oh yeah. No, it keeps going. I mean, there's multiple layers to all this stuff, and a lot of it has to do with how you build your relationships. Sorry, Chris, not to talk over your thing, but how you build your relationships. Because if you don't build your relationships the right way, then it could result in more playthroughs you have to do. And but yeah, no, I'm well past 10 times beating him for sure. It's a great game.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Sorry, Chris.
Probably
It's a great
play it
game.
some more.
I mean,
I
it's
think I
been
had
out.
it on
It's been out
my-
for a long time. Yeah, you gave it like it was on your
Yeah.
top 10
It's on my
think,
top
like,
5, yeah.
or top 5, like
2019,
yeah,
2020,
2019, something
whatever
like
it
that,
was.
Yeah.
like a while ago.
It's fucking dope. It's fucking dope.
Didn't you
It's a great
play it on
game.
the
I'm gonna play
Switch
Hades.
too?
Because that's where it came out first. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna fucking buy it.
and you like cramped the fuck out of your hands. Oh yeah, that's right. It was our first fucking SeltzerCon. You were in the back of the truck and you were like, "Oh my god, my hands hurt so much."
Eric, what do you think I did the entire time I was playing Switch at COCCON?
No, you were playing Hades.
Just Hades.
I thought you were playing
100%.
WRC 9.
Yeah,
Like you were sitting through 10-minute load screens for 5 minutes of gameplay. All right, Jason, what were you playing?
Oh, Chris, you done?
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, Hades was the next one.
Hades is so good.
It's only been like
talk...
7 days. Come on.
I know. I guess so. Talk to me about Hades, Chris, like IRL, because I'll talk to you about that all the time. Give you pointers. Anyway, for me, I've been playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I hate it so much. But I sit down at my PlayStation, and I'm just like, I'm gonna play some Valhalla right now, and it's just like I don't know why. I can't stop myself. I don't want to.
The self-loathing.
I'm not enjoying it. I'm not enjoying it. I jump in there. You know, there's parts of the story that's been good. I feel like I'm about maybe close to a halfway point because it's a long ass fucking game, and I feel like I'm about close to a halfway point. And some of the storylines are just like, hey, you know what? That's kind of entertaining. That's been fun. I can see the growth and stuff like that. So I think the writing is there. I still am thankful that it's not as bad as Origins or Odyssey, where it's just like you repeat crap over and over and over again. What I also really like, and I don't know if it's just because the way I've been playing so far or how I've been lucky with how I've explored, is that when I go and just like find like an enemy base and I kill everyone there, and I take whatever I want. I'm just like, all right, cool. I did that because it was in my way on my way to my town. And then, you know, an hour or two later, I have like a mission that requires me to go back to that base. And I go to that base and just like kill everyone in the monastery. And I walk in and it's just like, good job. Like it's already done. You did it. And it's just like, great. All right. I appreciate that. I think that is great. That to me is just like, thank you, because I did this already. I don't need to do it again. And so I appreciate that very much. I don't know if that's going to be like that forever, but it makes me very happy because I like to explore. My big thing for these open world games is I like to explore. I'm going to go get all the shit I possibly can before I go on to the next story element. And Assassin's Creed Odyssey was horrible at that because you do all the shit you can, go to the next story element. She's like, great job. Now go backtrack to every fucking place you just went. And it's just like, and do the exact same thing you just did, but now you're not going to get any rewards because you already collected it all. But we're going to progress the story. Like that pissed me off so much. That's what I hated so much about Odyssey. But Valhalla, thankfully, it seems to so far not be doing that. And I think it might just be because how it's broken up. But a lot of the times I can explore, kill a bunch of bitches, come back and be like, oh, there's just a boss character now. He's surrounded by dead bodies. What happened here? Oh, me, motherfucker. No. I did that. Yeah, exactly. It's like I did that. So that's good. I like that. The other game that I've been spending a lot of time doing, I actually streamed. Like, it's not my thing. Oh, yeah. I don't do it. I'm crazy that I don't do it.
Like once, it's like once a month.
Once a blue moon. Like I just get into like I'm just like I take a bite of like or drink the Kool-Aid. I'm just like, oh shit, I should stream this. For sure. And I've been streaming Death's Door. And Death's Door is isometric fantasy brawler, i.e. old school Zelda like game. And it's fantastic. I enjoy almost every element of this game. What pulled me in for the first time when I saw this released last year, I was like, I like that art style. I'm going to play that game. And I knew I had such a long backlog. I was just like, I'll get to it eventually. And then finally they brought it on to Game Pass. And it's like, well, free is definitely a good time to bring it up. So I jumped right into it. And absolutely, the art style is fantastic. I love the style that you play as a crow who is acting on behalf of death. And reaping souls, and you go in to find there's a whole big conspiracy on how souls are reaped and what they're used for and how the whole system works. Death himself was actually imprisonated. I don't want to go into too many spoilers.
Imprisonated?
Imprisonated. I just made up that word right now for you.
Oh my
And,
god, their website's awesome.
Yeah.
If you
it's
move
gorgeous. Like,
if you move the mouse though, it moves the perspective of the camera on all the characters. If you go to playdeathsdoor.com and like it just shows up and it's like really cool art. And you're like, sweet. And then you go to move your mouse at all and you're like, oh shit. Everything moves. It's in multiple layers and it rotates and oh my god, that's so cool.
No. Yeah.
we can do that. I can do that.
Yeah.
But
That's still really
it
cool
is-
though. Like because it looks super cool and the way that they've got that like layer going with it with all the characters is really awesome.
It's different style. It's the music's fantastic. It fits the mood. The powers and the abilities that you do to it. There's a little bit of like the Dark Souls element. There's a little bit of like the leveling up element that you have to do to collect your souls and then use them to power up and all that jazz like that. It's just fun and it's chill. It's not like it's super stressful. You're not going to lose anything. There's no real massive penalty other than not being able to move forward. And the bosses are creative. Like one of the streams that you're fighting literally a castle with flying buttresses and all.
Oh yeah.
Like it was just like, okay, let's just take this bitch on. And it's fun. The dialogue's fantastic. I've been reading it while very much inebriated and finding out I can't read and drink at the same time. It's very hard for me apparently. And it's
Fucking
been
shocked.
good.
That's what I am right there.
I know. It's weird that I can't do two things at once when I'm playing a game. But Death's Door, check it out. It is well worth anything you pay for it. I mean, I think it was only at max $20. At that price, it's fantastic. I am at the very last minute
You can
of
get
it.
15 on
throwing it
Humble
up.
Bundle.
Yeah, well, there you go. I mean,
Or
I think
free
it's
on Game
15 right
Pass.
now on-
Mhm.
or free on Game Pass. But I'm at the very end. I'm going to hold off. I know there's lots of end game content for this game, so I'm going to hold off. This is going to be a game I'm going to beat to shit. I'm going to do it all. So very much looking forward to that, and I'll give a review next time. But check it out, Death's Door, fantastic.
Nice. All right. Is that it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I've been playing more Tales of Arise, which is what I did on the last stream. Last week on Wednesday. And then Thursday, I was going to put up, hey, should I play Tales of Arise or should I play something else? And I was like, hey, you know what? I'll play Tales of Arise. And then I ended up playing Dead by Daylight with Bulldog and then Destiny 2. That's all that was my Thursday was that. And then I could have been playing games over the weekend, but I was doing a lot of like audio editing and and a lot of like Photoshop and After Effects work and everything like that, so I wasn't able to play games. Did play D&D on Sunday though. So that was good. We did fuck all during that entire like 3 hours session that we had for that campaign though. It was fucking hilarious.
I joined in for I watched your stream for all 5 minutes, and I was there only for you to make the joke about a real bard showing up finally. I was just like, context. I know what he's talking about.
For those of you that don't know, M space _ babe, who might still be lurking in our channel right now, is a bard with very, very heavy air quotes because she's not a fucking bard. She's a rogue, and she's been playing that she's a bard the entire time because that's like her cover story is that she's a bard. She's a level 1 bard, level 3 rogue, I think it is right now. And we're just like, fuck you, you're not a bard. She's like, I'm a bard. And oh man, it's fucking great. But yeah, we did have a bard showed up, and I was like, oh look, a real bard showed up. And Em had just gotten back from getting a drink and put her headphones on just in time to hear me say that. She's like, I fucking hate you. It was awesome. Oh man, but that's all right. This actually has been a very long podcast. Not as long as our normal IBIF first ones, but it's been pretty long because we fucking stayed on that Microsoft Activision thing.
We went
Yeah.
everywhere.
We stayed on the
did
Microsoft
rants.
Activision thing for quite a while, and then talked about Chris's butthole for like a solid 30 minutes.
I mean,
what we want to
if
do
anything
to it.
deserves 30 minutes,
It's Chris's butthole. what we want to do to it, how we want to make money off of it. Like, we had everything in there about Chris's butthole, and we can keep going on about Chris's butthole, but I don't think that
I'll keep putting everything I can into Chris's butthole.
But you're not. You won't buy the URL specifically so that somebody else can buy Chris's butthole.
We need, like, I hope someone buys that and turns it into a link for our charities. That would be fantastic. Extra Life was topped by Chris's butthole. That would be my dream. That's my dream.
Like, all it is a reroute to Extra Life, like, in general.
Like, they have to, they have to, no. They have to send out the thank you letter because they mentioned, like, that's really cool. I don't think we've mentioned that on the podcast.
Oh no, we haven't yet. We can talk about that in just a minute, though. But yeah.
But they sent out a thank you letter for the people who are top earners, and I think that if they had to send out just a super special thank you
to Chris's butthole.
for saving the children. Just, I mean, there's only so many cherries I can put on top of this thing that it just makes me so happy.
Okay, so we can go into the Extra Life stuff now.
I'll shut up.
Yeah, we can go to the Extra Life stuff now, though. The one thing that stinks is that Phoenix Children's Hospital, like, Extra Life follows teams, but they primarily, like, talk about the individual people or the individual, like, accounts. In which case, ours is an individual account. Even though we had the IBIF First team, there's Eric, Chris, and Jason from IBIF First, or Eric, Jason, and Chris. What's it actually read? Eric, Jason, and Chris, I think, is what it reads. Anyways, is what it reads for our thing, for our team itself. Oh yeah, here we go. Eric, Jason, and Chris. Oh damn it! I have to turn my fucking blur off. Hang on one second.
We're gonna see how messy your house is.
Eric, Jason, and Chris, top fundraisers for $1,332 for Extra Life. Thank you very much, Phoenix Children's Hospital, for sending us that. They also sent us a card. The card is pre-printed, but it's actually one of the cool, like, Phoenix Children's Hospital. This one's actually artwork drawn by Phoenix Children's Hospital patient Adri, which is just like a rainbow and whatnot, which is awesome. And inside it's pre-printed, but it is actually hand-signed by Alyssa from Phoenix Children's Hospital. It says, thank you so much for your support of Extra Life and Phoenix Children's Hospital in 2021. Your incredible efforts resulted in over $100,000 raised in support of our patients' families, world-class care, and philanthropically funded programs. See, I'm not even drunk. I was able to read that. Because of you, we are changing kids' health and changing the future. Thank you, Alyssa. And she put, like, a little smiley face.
That's cool.
They also sent us some stuff. We have, like, a shit ton of, like, silicone wristbands that they sent over, which I guess I'll give one to my son. That's you guys can each have one then. They sent us a lanyard, small little swag things. Also the little hand keychain, which is kind of cool. I'm sure your wife would want this one, Jason. I'll give this one to Sarah. And a nice little tumbler.
Nice.
Oh, that tumblers are gold.
Which I was going to drink out of, but I haven't washed it yet. So I was like leaving it. I just left it sitting here because it came, like, Shannon brought it into my office, like, while I was doing After Effects work on Sunday. And I'm like, ooh, cool. I opened up the package and pulled everything out for it. So yeah, they sent us a bunch of cool stuff. Oh yeah, and they sent another sticker.
Yeah. Awesome.
Which,
thank you.
Because
to
Phoenix Children's Hospital is great. That's what we normally raise all our funds for. But it's Children's Miracle Network, like, which is all children's hospitals throughout the U.S. Is where most, or where all of the Extra Life money goes to, and you just choose which hospital you want it to go to. In which case, we choose Phoenix Children's Hospital. I don't know if Bulldog got anything. He raised over $1,000 too. But he didn't get. I don't think that he was going to Phoenix Children's. I think he was going to a local one for him on the East Coast. So hopefully he got something. But yeah, we got a shout out, as Jason said, in an actual, like, email that got blasted out from them to everybody. It was us and, like, 6 other people, or 6 other, like, entities that raised over $1,000 individually for them, which was awesome of them. Like, they didn't have to do that. But it feels good to be recognized, even though it's like you shouldn't really want to be recognized for something like that, but it feels good to be recognized. Right. You know what I mean? And we are still doing our fundraising every year. We do the same thing. So we are doing Extra Life fundraising. So if you're in our Twitch streams, just do !charity and it will automatically pull up the link directly to our setup. Or if you spend enough time in there, you're going to get some automatic bot from us in the chat for the Extra Life charity as well. As we've talked about before, we don't really make money off of our stream. Like any money that we do make, we put back into the stream to buy things, or, you know, like buy somebody here a power supply so that he can actually game with his 3080.
Or chris'sbutthole.com.
Or chris'sbutthole.com. Or lonelyhousepets.com. Okay, so some things are mildly frivolous, but for the most part, we prefer our money to go to charity. We all work. We do this all strictly for fun. We are not doing this for a business. We want money to go to charity. So Extra Life, if you don't even choose to put it to ours, put it to anybody that you like, any other streamer that you follow or anything like that, just donate money into Extra Life, because 100% of the proceeds, beyond any credit card transactions or anything like that you have to do, any fees for that, goes straight to the hospitals. So make sure that you put your money into charities that you know money's going to go to a actual worthy portion of it, unlike certain cancer ones where only like 4% goes to actual funding of cancer and the rest of it goes to marketing. But that's beside the point.
Susan B is involved. It's bullshit. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I wasn't going to throw a name out there, but Jason did. Fuck the Susan B. Komen Foundation, because most of that money just goes straight into marketing. No, it's I'll do it. Fuck it. Most of it goes into marketing. It's one of the reasons why Extra Life is the one that we chose, because one, it's easy. They do a lot of stuff with Twitch, and 100% of the proceeds goes directly to the hospitals. All right. But thank you, everybody, for joining us for the IBIF First podcast. We understand that you have a choice in podcasts that you can listen to, and apparently you made the wrong one. But you know what? We love you anyways. Thanks a lot for joining us.
You made the butthole choice.
You made the butthole choice, which... Yes. Depending on whether or not you like buttholes, I guess is a good choice or a bad choice. But you can find us at IBIF1st.com, or IBIF.co is where you can find all of our podcasts with the IBIF First Podcast Network, because there are 3 podcasts on there. There's IBIF First, there's Cutscene, and there is also Patch Notes, which Chris is in the process of getting another dev onto that one right now. But Cutscene is also our anime podcast, where we talk about anime that we're watching, in which case this latest one that we're watching is suppose a kid from the last dungeon boonies moved to a starter town, which is way better than it sounds. Trust me, it's pretty good anime. Not gonna lie. But you can find where we're at IBIF.co or on any major podcasting platform. IBIF1st.com is our main website, where you can find our main posts for the podcast, as well as any past articles that we've had on there. We don't really write that many articles anymore, but that's beside the point, because we do an awful lot of talking and streaming now, which is like the primary like setup of what we do, and a lot of interaction with everybody. Again, the great thing is that most of that interaction then hopefully develops charity funds. You can also find us at Facebook, IBIF1st.com, Twitter, IBIF1st, Instagram, IBIF1st. Chris's Grindr account is IBIF1st as well. As we talk about
Chris, you were just
we haven't made the Grindr account joke in a while.
We pumped you up pretty good. We land a guy here
we pumped you up for getting pumped pretty good, Chris.
Love you, Chris, so much.
All right. Anyways, thank you everybody for joining us. If you are watching on Twitch, we will be rating out, so please stick around with us. But without further ado, Chris, bye-bye to your butthole.
Wow. Jesus. All right.
Okay. All right, so we can raid into dreams, or we can raid into Twisted.
Talk.
Let's raid into Twisted. Fuck
Recording stopped.
Everybody, we're gonna raid into Twisted Stranger. So get ready with just obscenities and whatnot. Just say fuck you, Twisted. Get wrecked, Twisted. Like do whatever you want to. Just be mean to Twisted. Go for it.
Twisty,
But,
why don't you ever play Nightcrawlers with me anymore?
Yeah, exactly. So get ready. We're going to rate it into Twisted. But thank you, everybody, for joining us, and have a great night.